Welcome back to Living 808. A lot of weather-related power outages recently, and it's a perfect time to talk about battery backups that go along with your solar. Eric Carlson of RevoluSun joins us now with more. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you, John.
Nice to have you in studio.
I like being here.
Nice to talk about this too, because there has been a huge, significant push for battery backups and solar. Could you tell us a little bit more about how RevoluSun is addressing some of the concerns?
Yeah, like you mentioned, the weather, right? We've had just last Sunday on April 14th, we had a significant rainstorm from the opposite direction, the Kona winds, and it caused a large-scale power outage in Hawaii Kai. Over 12,000 customers were without power from anywhere from 24 to up to 36 hours. Not only homes, it affected businesses, Coco Marina, it affected major infrastructure like the traffic signals. Traffic was snared from a typical 5-minute commute turned into an hour. I was stuck in it. And then, major things like there was 250,000 gallons of partially treated sewage that had to be released that caused the public health service to issue a warning to stay out of the ocean. So it affects everybody. Yeah. And they're becoming more frequent. Battery systems paired with your solar system is something that you and I have talked about before, but I think it's really relative. This is like a really fresh reminder for people that we've been used to short outages. This was a much longer one, up to 36 hours. Also want to mention that 3 schools in Hawaii Kai were also shut down.
Right.
So, batteries just offer, a sense of resiliency against any type of outages.
Okay, and a lot of those people that were out without power, I know that they were waiting for a while, and part of that is due to HECO's policy on visually inspecting the sites before allowing it to go back online. That could also be a big problem, and a battery solution could be the solution. Yeah,
the new policy that you had mentioned about physically inspecting the lines, that is one that has come off the heels of Lahaina, what experienced with the fires there. And so it's a safety protocol that after a power out, after a fault or a line trips, they will not turn on the power again until they can visually inspect it to ensure that there's no harm or potential of any fire damage. What that means for homeowners is you can expect a lot more lengthy power outages. We're used to, let's say you go out and you come back and you notice that the clock on your oven or something's off maybe by 20 minutes or something. Those are relatively short power outages. They're inconvenient, but nothing like the one that we experienced on April 14th and 15th, which was up to 36 hours. And with this new policy put in place that you mentioned, we can only expect that that'll become more common.
Yet another reason why a battery backup would be a solution to many problems. We're talking spoiled food. We're talking about the loss of money, many frustrated residents. And for businesses, like you mentioned, loss of revenue. There's a lot of things to think about, and even financially when you're thinking about a battery system, but that is a true solution to some of the problems that we just talked about.
Yeah, so, the way all of those are true, I've heard a lot of sentiment about concern about, from businesses, lost revenue, homeowners who may have appliances that go blank after an outage because of the complex nature of sensitive equipment. And then there's been also a lot of, if you go online on the forums, there's a lot of chatter about, care of our elderly who, those that are living alone, power goes out, it's nighttime, there's, the dangers associated with that. And then there's those that rely on sensitive equipment like oxygen, et cetera. So again, there's the inconvenience of an outage, but there's also the critical needs of having battery storage to keep your home up and running if you have a family that has those needs.
Okay, so we've talked about some of the problems with not having a battery system. Let's talk about the solution on getting a battery system and being able to afford it. Let's talk about financing it. How do we do that?
Yeah, so, a lot of dramatic improvements in battery technology. Tesla has come out with their Tesla Powerwall 3 this year that we're offering to our clients. It's a much more robust system. We partner with a number of local financial institutions that have solar-specific loans. And so if you're, it's always nice to work with one of the banks that you're already working with. And so they are well-versed with solar. They understand. They have very attractive solar and storage loan programs. And then there's also the national ones that are solely focused on solar and battery financing. And then lastly, if you don't have the means to put that upfront investment, there's also leasing. Leasing is great. And I want to talk about the leasing on our next segment. Okay. But touch base, if people are interested after seeing this, they can just call us.
Perfect. We'll go into more depth into that on our next segment. That's a great tease for our next talk. So appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Website?
Yeah, RevoluSun.com. You can come and visit us at our website or at our showroom at Salted Kaka'ako. We encourage people to come in. We have different batteries on display, as well as our latest solar modules. It's always a good idea to meet the people that are going to do the install, or call us at 808-748-8888.
Make sure you visit them at Salted Kaka'ako, and we'll have much more on Living808 when we continue.